got to a point where you couldn't draw any more cards, you lost. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So I had a specific deck that was made to be as annoying as humanly possible. I think I only ever used it once. And all it was base set Mewtwo and 59 Psychic Energies. And here's the reason for that. So when you draw your first 7 cards, if you don't have a basic Pokemon, your opponent has the choice of drawing 2 extra cards. And obviously, almost all the time, they're gonna do that because having more cards is advantageous. So what you do is they draw more cards, a couple times, at least a couple times, usually. And then you put Mewtwo out, and after you put 2 Psychic Energies on Mewtwo, he has a move called Barrier, where I want to make sure I get this correct.
It, is immune to damage and effects.
I think so. I'm going to read it just to be 100% sure. Barrier. Discard 1 Psychic Energy attached to Mewtwo in order to prevent all effects of attacks, including damage, done to Mewtwo during your opponent's next turn. So you can kind of see where this is going. You get if you don't die by the time you get 2 Psychic Energy on Mewtwo, it's over. Because you're going to keep using Barrier, you're going to keep discarding a Psychic Energy, and 40 turns later, your opponent's going to get to the point where they're not going to be able to draw cards anymore. And they lose. And I don't know if there are... Because back then, things were more like the Wild West. Maybe there's rules now where they're like, you can only have X amount of any type of card in your deck, including energy, maybe. I don't know. But that was a way that you could pretty much automatically win unless they were able to hit you for 60 damage in the first 2 turns, which is, I guess, possible. There's some... I think Pikachu has Quick Attack where it's if you hit heads twice, it does 30 damage. But, yep, I did that one time, and I was like, all right, even that, I won, but I was like, this is pretty boring, because you just have to... You have to essentially be to your opponent, do you want to concede?
So I remember that the Pokemon Game Boy trading card game had a specific AI pattern to, avoid that, but I don't remember what it is. But I remember reading that they have, some built-in defense specifically to counter that. But...
Really? Okay. So maybe it's something that, humans didn't know, you know what I mean? And I was, a kid at the time. I was, 12 years old, so the other 12-year-old would not have been I know the rules inside and out, kind of thing. And I'm sure there's new rules 25 years later, but that was a way to be as annoying as humanly possible and still win. And get your glorious badges.
Useless.
Pokemon the card game is very interesting because it's one of the card games where there's actually a power creep all throughout. If you used cards made when it was Wizards of the Coast, from 1999, 2001, whatever, you would get destroyed by anything nowadays. Let alone GX or EX or V cards or whatever. Your average Pokemon has as much HP as Mewtwo or Chansey had back in the day. And everything just does so much more, so if you're going to actually play the game, you have to constantly get new cards because they constantly get stronger. Whereas Magic the Gathering has started out where the strongest cards were the very first ones to come out. The Power 9 and everything. Cards that literally, unless you're playing Vintage, are impossible to use because you can win the game in 2 turns with Power 9. Where they actually started becoming weaker on purpose because they were just too strong to start off. I know Trevor knows literally nothing about Magic.
I know some about the alpha sets or Max Ruby, some of them were just free taps for mana or something.
The infamous Black Lotus. Add 3 mana of any single color of your choice to your mana pool. That is if you got Black Lotus turn 1 and you have 3 extra mana cards, that's getting 3 extra energy cards that you can just immediately play and be cool, I won. That is so insane. With obviously the rule set of Magic and everything. Like, that is just crazy. So that's it. That's all I have to say on that. I just thought that was cool. Right, YouTube?
No!
Sorry. I just like it's kind of like early Simpsons. I really like the aesthetics of early gen Pokemon, especially Gen 1, when it was just kind of the Wild West, and they were like, it was Pokemon Mania and everything, and, you know, Chin Pokemon from South Park and all that stuff. It's just Kino of the highest order. And then when it became a big thing that became, you know, obviously incredibly profitable and whatever, it's less fun, you know, because money destroys everything. Whoa.
I do think that even by Gen 1, like, by the time it came out in, like, early 96, they knew that they had something on their hands, because they immediately made, like, the Pokemon Company and, or it was called something else at the time, but they made, like, Creatures and whatever the Pokemon Company was called, and they made, like, a subsect company just for, like, Pokemon merchandising and media. So they were cashing in, like, as fast as possible. But it does feel like Gen 1 and, like, early Gen 2 still had, like, some soul to it.
Does GameFreak still exist, or is it just the Pokemon Company?
GameFreak still exists. They still develop. There's 3 companies that overhead Pokemon as a franchise. It's the Pokemon Company, which is, like, mostly about franchising and, like, the card game and like the anime and, like, all the media stuff. And then Game Freak develops the games. They still do that almost exclusively. And then you have Creatures, who is a little bit more nebulous. They do all the modeling, like the 3D modeling for, like, the games. So for some reason Game Freak doesn't do that.
Huh.
And I think Creatures also made the modeling for Pokemon Stadium. I might be wrong about that. Might be how, but I think Creatures did the modeling there too.
Interesting. Well, Game Freak, do better. Because you have not been doing good then.
It's one of those things where it's like, I wish that Pokemon games would be better, but, like, Pokemon consumers have absolutely zero standards, and they just, like, buy anything that exists.
Oh, 100%.
It's like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet launched, like, literally, like, as broken as possible, and they were the fastest selling, like, Pokemon games ever. They sold, like, 10 million copies in 3 days.
Oh, we had so many copies pre-ordered of that.
It's just insane. It's like the disparity between Pokemon quality versus how much they sell just by existing.
How, are people... I don't know anything about Pokemon ZA. I really don't. Does it look promising, or...
I mean, it's running better just because of the Switch, too. Okay,
Is it like a standard Pokemon game, or is it more like that Arceus game?
It's the Arceus one.
Okay.
Any of the Legends ones means that it's, like, sort of real-time, kind of.
Cool.
Oh, yeah? Give me that.
Stupid idiot. Oh, what? He could have literally... He's not like he's stuck back there. Oh. Dang, you got me.
Not Machop!
Well, I hope you can't beat my Machop and Zubat.
I don't know why Machop, even in the yellow sprite, he looks kind of weird, but, like, he is one of the ugliest sprites in Red and Blue.
I just love that Giovanni sends out Team Rocket, and he's like, alright, I have all this. We have to go take over the world and whatever. You know, whatever they're doing. Okay. Alright, sir, what Pokemon should we have? Let's see. Coughing, Rattata, Ekans. It's like... Sir, can we at least get, like... Maybe not legendaries. Can we at least get, like, Tauroses and Rhydons? No.
I figure what's lost is lost. Thanks.
You can have Coughing. I guess you can have a Spearow as well, maybe. It's like just the Pokemon they have. It's like, thanks, Giovanni. Yeah, no problem. And then what does Giovanni use as his? They're like actually good Pokemon.
Yeah, he used the Earth gym, so and Earth Pokemon are always, like, really good.
Why would you want to trade Cubone for Machoke?
Because you'll get a free Machamp.
Oh.
There's something else in here. I'm just holding down the Turbo A button. There we go.
Wait.
Ooh. So for some reason they made X, I guess because they're super OP in the original game, but they made them really rare and expensive in Yellow Legacy. So because I can't use items, they're like literally useless to me. But that's a bunch of money that I can sell now.
Wait. Isn't there only one Cubone in the game, or is that Marowak I'm thinking of?
The Marowak is the one that you have to use the self scope on. But I think Cubones you can just catch.
Okay. Leech Life is based.
And we're about to get one level from Spore and Parasect. And then he'll be OP as crap.
Not level 16 Bellsprout. When are we going to do the needful and have Pikachu become Raichu?
You actually cannot.
Oh, literally?
Yeah, Pikachu refuses. And that's actually one of the other Pokemon in Yellow that you cannot catch. Raichu, is uncatchable, because...
They only want you to have one Pikachu.
They don't let you catch another Pikachu, and Pikachu refuses Thunderstones.
I'm telling you, if you think about it, the anime Pikachu is kind of, I don't know. Kind of weird. Hey, give that Cubone, I want him a choke. Critical and super. Wow.
Yeah, and Paris has a really low... So whenever we see a crit, that's like a sub 5% chance, most likely.
No!
Venonat!
Oh, so, speaking of Pokemon, Gunner Maniac just got,
Do not disable... Okay, it doesn't actually matter.
just got the world record in, Fire Red Round 2, which I wasn't familiar, but Round 2, you beat the Elite Four, then to face Elite Four again, you have to get 60 Pokemon. So obviously there's a lot involved there, where you have to, get certain Pokemon and catch them and evolve them. And there's certain Pokemon that are called, one candy or something, where essentially you catch this Pokemon and all it takes is one rare candy to level it up. You know, if you got, a really high level Paris, all you would have to use is one rare candy to make it Parasect. And it's a really interesting speed run because there's so many different variables.
Yeah, I remember watching Worcester do that back in the day. But yeah, round 2 is really cool because you need 60 Pokemon, right?
Yep, 60. Yep. And a lot of it, halfway through the run, you have Safari Zone, and that literally changes everything because Gunner was 3 minutes behind world record. 3 minutes. And then he had the best Safari Zone of all time, where just every single one that showed up was a new one. And he immediately caught them. It was crazy. And all of a sudden, just from that, he was ahead. Because he was well, I don't have to catch this Pokemon, I don't have to catch this Pokemon, I don't have to catch... You know what I mean? And a lot of them are one candy mons, which meant you use just one rare candy, and all of a sudden you go from Execute to Executor, which counts as, 2 right there.
Ooh, Thunder Punch.
And that's a pretty cool speedrun, in my opinion. I just like how much everyone knows about the inner workings of these games.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, especially when they do manip stuff where it's set the... I know for the DS games they set the clock to a specific time and date, and then it generates based off of if you push A to start the game on the right frame, it
Yeah, when you start the game up, it'll make
the same RNG seed.
Well, no, I was saying that they have a little tool that'll make a metronome noise, tick 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 tick, and you have to press it at a certain point or whatever, and it's wow,
pretty crazy,
so specific. Oh my God, Raticate!
Pretty early Raticate. Does Raticate even evolve at level 17?
No! I just like when Pokemon use moves that make no sense where they are. Raticate was almost dead, and it was oh, what should I use? Oh yeah, Tail Whip. And it's yeah, that doesn't... Growl. It's okay. Growl's something you use for the long term. You know what I mean? Because you want to make them weaker for the long term. It's not when you're like almost dead.
Yep. Yeah, even in Gen 1, they had like different AI for like gym leaders versus regular trainers. Like random encounters are like just truly just chooses randomly one move. And then like regular trainers have like barely better AI, and then gym leaders are like much better AI. It's kind of interesting. All right, so what should I sell? HP ups, lots of money.
Wow.
Don't need it.
Did you sell the?
Don't need buy.
Did you sell the nugget?
I'll sell the nugget. This. I guess I'll teach Bubble Beam to.
Don't need this anymore.
Polyworld. Seismic Toss. So Seismic Toss isn't like terrible. It's that one move that does the damage based off of what level you are. So if you're level 50, it does 50 damage, which normally is really bad, but for stuff like Chansey, it's not too bad. But in this game, like Chansey has a really high special attack, so even that is like not really useful. I don't think I really need Thunder Wave because Pikachu already has it, but I'll keep it just in case.
Is there a max?
Actually, I should teach Geodude Dig.
Is there a max number of?
Yeah, and X things you buy for 4,000, so they sell for 2,000.
Wow.
That's crazy. I actually really don't need that full restore either. That's another 1,500.
What would you even spend on? Just I don't think you sold the nugget. Unless there's another use for it. I thought it's just something you sell.
Yep. And another weird thing about Gen 2, because of the weird way that catch mechanics work, Great Balls are the best balls in the game.
Oh.
For the entire game. So you don't need to bother with Ultra Balls like ever.
Oh.
Interesting. So as long as you, like... I can start catching things more willy-nilly because we have more money, and also... Spore, and even at full HP plus a Great Ball, is probably going to be caught in one ball.
Good.
Do you want some super potions? Go with 15.
Are we going to start catching Pokemans?
I guess if, like, we just, like, encounter them.
Repel's 10?
Yeah, I don't know why Repels are so cheap, but that's pretty cool.
Wait. Repel's the thing where you don't get into
Yeah.
random encounters, right?
So, like, Repels are, like, completely, like, just quality of life more than anything. Because, like, if you're not encountering Pokemon, you don't get to catch Pokemon, and your level will be lower. But it definitely does help, like, when you're in, like, a super long, like, cave. It's just, like, for, you know, just saving your mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, so we're doing pretty good right now.
Just ran into that guy.
Sorry, I can't show off the Mew truck. It's over there, but you need to like trade a Pokemon in from another game that has Surf. Or I think there's like a glitch where you can like go through like an NPC to get back here, but you cannot see the truck that is off screen. You know about the Mew truck, right?
I vaguely remember.
I mean, it's like the most infamous rumor about this game, where like there's a random truck over there that if you don't have, like I was saying, like Surf, you don't even have until the end of this. You don't get into like Fuchsia City or whatever. And there's a random truck over there, and it's like, why is that truck there? And it became like a big like rumor mill about being like Mew's under there, which obviously makes no sense at all. But kids will be kids.
Are we getting missing now?
I really don't want to mess up my save file. If you don't know exactly what you're doing, you can really screw up your save file and like have it just be completely corrupted.
I definitely did that before.
Gotta teach Poliwhirl. Bubble Beam.
Man. Oh, that one gave a lot more experience.
Did it? I wasn't even paying attention.
My friends.
Alright, so teaching, Bubble Beam.
The original game, it doesn't show the names of them. Like, it wouldn't say TM11 Bubble Beam. It would just say TM11,
yeah,
right?
just...
I thought so.
Yep. Another quality of life thing.
That is nice.
Yes. Might as well get rid of Bubble. Alright, and... Can anything here learn Thunder Wave? It's not like a terrible move or anything. Nope. I should just sell that.
It's Jover.
Like, Starmie can probably learn it, but I want to teach Starmie Thunderbolt, not Thunder Wave.
Thunderbolt. Geodude didn't even have 4 moves. Get out of here.
We're doing good. You constantly have to take mental note of your inventory of how many stuff you have because your inventory is very limited in this game. Wow.
Cool.
Sorry if this SSN is just constant battling, so let's figure something about talking about.
To be fair, if like you randomly walked into someone's room, they definitely deserve the right to be like, all right, Pokemon battle. Like, just walking down the street or, like, through a field, I'd be like, no, I'm not going to Pokemon battle you. But if you burst into someone's room on, like, a cruise ship, I'd be like, all right, bud, we're Pokemon battling. It's just like those old memes of, you know, jokes from the mid-2000s of Link, you know, busting into someone's house and breaking all their pots and taking their chest and being like, thanks, see ya.
See ya, kid.
What if Tentacool was the guy's favorite Pokemon instead of Poliwhirl? And they just, like, they're like, you know what? Tentacool, that's my guy.
That is my guy.
Does Tentacruel have a, another evolution?
No, but they did make a regional one, in, I think, Gen 9. It's called Toadscruel.
The crap's a regional.
Regional, it's a thing they've been doing since, like, Gen 6, 7, or something like that, where they'll take legacy Pokemon and then give them, like, unique regional variants. In Gen 7, there's a, like, the Lowland Raichu is a, psychic electric type, and yeah, there's a lot of regional Pokemon. There's literally like a Ninetales that's ice type. I don't remember which region that's from, but it makes keeping up with modern Pokemon very confusing.
Yeah, it's almost like they're almost like shinies, like they're variants.
The level cap until Gen or Lieutenant Surge is 24, so I don't want to use Parasect anymore. I just want to get him to be evolved.
Hi, Parasect. Yeah! What if Shelder was his favorite Pokemon? He was like, you know what? Shelder, that's my dude.
I like Shelder. I especially like Cloyster. I think Cloyster's really
Cloyster is pretty cool looking. What if it was Mr. Mime? I'm sorry, I know I keep just saying what if, but like I'm just imagining if he was like...
The anime really liked Mr. Mime. I mean, that's like the signature Pokemon of Ash's mom, basically.
Oh, yeah. Well, to be fair, Mr. Mime is pretty cool. And when he talks Mr. Mime... You know what, You know what I'm surprised instead of Poliwhirl wasn't the 6th Burger King one? Ditto. Ditto was pushed really hard.
Also, like, you said Meowth wasn't one. I'm surprised Meowth wasn't one.
Yeah, true.
I think Meowth should have been 6th.
Yep. Is Ditto like have like 4 regional variants or something like that?
Wait, they pushed Ditto a lot? I mean, I guess he's kind of like a funny Pokemon, but...
Kinda. Like, not push, but was like definitely more than your average Pokemon. You know what was pushed really hard at Gen 2? Unknown. Remember Unknown? Where they could spell out, they were like each like a letter or whatever.
Because it was mysterious and it was like kind of cool for... I think that was like Pokemon 2000, the movie. They really pushed it for that, or the one after that.
I do remember. And I remember that you could like try to get like all the letters. I don't know if it was all 26 letters.
It's all 26, and they had secret versions of the exclamation mark and the question mark. And you had to do something very specific to happen to spawn.
Oh my god.
I think you had to, like, do one of the unknown ruins and then drop into, like, a new floor, and then it would unlock them to exist.
Dude, you may not like it, but that's peak male performance right there. Not his sprite, but when Trev goes back to the main world, the sprite of the guy's side is literally me.
Don't poison me.
So you can't use items at all, or just in battle?
No. Items